Yeah.
I figured we'll give maybe another
Oh,
5 minutes. If not, I
I
mean,
don't
I
see
could.
Bobby online, so
Yeah, I don't see Bobby online.
yeah. Usually I see her channel open. She's online, but today I don't see it.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Hanlin?
Hanlon, I haven't. I know yesterday was her first day, so
Mm-hmm.
um, like last week she said she would join us, but I do know like it is the second day of her job, so I don't know if she'll show up, but and if she doesn't, I totally understand because you know how it is to start a new job. Hey Hanlon, how was your first day yesterday?
So I actually haven't started yet. So they have equipment that they want me to have because of security and everything. They need to like fix it all up. So they haven't gotten that finished yet. So I can't start until they do that. So it's gotten pushed to to Monday. I was supposed to go in tomorrow, but then I heard back from a recruiter and she's just like, yeah, they haven't finished like the equipment stuff yet. So let's try for Monday and let's do it at like 2 p.m. because the manager isn't free until 1 p.m. I was like, great. I mean, that's fine. I hope I still have this job, but yeah.
Are you physically going to the office?
Yeah. So the office is like 30 minutes from my house. So it's remote, but right now because they want me to get my equipment, they want me to go in to at least get everything set up with like the help desk and whoever, like IT people. And then it'll be remote from then until right now it's tentative. Like in January, they're going hybrid, but we'll see what happens. So
Interesting.
Yeah, almost
Yeah.
everything's going hybrid now.
yeah.
Well, I think with COVID, I think they realized that a lot of people can do the work from home.
Mhm.
Now it's just an option. And if they could do work from home, I mean, they could save on like renting a
Mhm.
building, utilities and stuff like that. And they could
Yeah.
provide like, just the VPNs for you guys to connect to them. So
Exactly. And then a lot of like employees even right now, like anyone looking for jobs, a lot of them are like, if you don't provide hybrid or like fully remote, like they don't want it. So companies are also like, they kind of have to provide some type of flexibility now.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like me. I'm only looking for remote,
yeah.
but when they say, "Well, at least you have to come in at least twice a week," I said, "I gotta think about that."
yeah.
Now there's I don't know if it's Shopify. There's positions for Shopify out there, Mitch.
Yeah, Katie told me about that, but
There's like another one that I saw, but you're on the East Coast, so I gotta see because like it's a remote. And it's funny because it's remote and they specifically say certain states, but why couldn't you do it in another state? That's where I'm not sure.
So I think I had one situation. I talked to a recruiter. Certain states, they need to have like an office in that state in order to have like hiring abilities. So sometimes like their payroll, I guess, just isn't enrolled in that state or something.
That makes
And
sense.
so
They
like
got to know the different guidelines for each
yeah,
state.
yeah, and probably like taxes and whatnot. It probably involves that too. So yeah, it's a little strange because it's like you would assume fully remote, it doesn't matter which state, but certain companies it does.
So I've been like looking at Slack. I haven't seen Bobby get on at all. I could just show you guys what I did and we could
that
go
works
from there.
I've been a little, yeah, I haven't done much. I like looked over the videos, but that's about it.
Yeah, I totally get it. And just so you guys know, what you're gonna see isn't the website. I followed a tutorial.
Even better.
So I did like make it where it was a little bit more personalized towards Bobby so she could see the workflow, but there's still like a lot of things that we got to do. So like the front end part was given to me. It's like the stripe stuff that I actually like really worked on. And I actually saw like there is a lot of stuff that the back end's going to cross into the front end for Stripe to actually work. So, and I'm still trying to understand it. Like it's my first course. And it was like a 2-hour course. So, I think for a 2-hour course, I think it looks good, but like I said, it's not the actual website and there's a lot of like things that need to be worked out, but I'll show you. So one thing as I was doing this, and I'm gonna, yeah, we'll do it like this. So one thing I figured is we need the images for the leashes. These are screenshots, so they don't look that great. But
yeah, that's what I did do on my wireframe. I just took a screenshot.
yeah. So, and this doesn't have to be this way. Like I said, this was the workflow of what was given to me.
Okay.
But I did kind of like make it specialized for Bobby. So like I really like the same Mitch. So like I put that up there. And then I also have like, I created an updated version of the logo, which I'm not expecting her to take. I just did it just so I could throw something up there. But if you click on this, you see that like it has the dog collar and then it has a description. This is where I need to figure out how we're gonna do the length and width, and we need to know about the minimum and the maximum. So that will help, but we could actually add it to the cart and then we could delete it from the cart. So like if I add it, you see it here, and then you can remove it and then it's removed. The one thing that really sucks about this is say like I add this and we click here, go back. I don't know if you guys saw, she actually has a leash on here now. So we'll say we'll add a leash. So when I hit, you see this information, but this is another thing that we need to work out on a kink. So when I remove it, you see like, even though it's removed, it's still saying removed. So that's some code that I got to fix. And then I did have where there's some where she had like multiple colors. So I tried to put it in here. I'm sure you guys on the front end can make it look a little bit better. Like I said, this is just a template that I pulled over. So then I could actually go here and I could check out. And now we're hitting the stripe. And then I'm gonna do
does Stripe
this
provide
is Stripe.
a page?
Does Stripe
Stripe
provide
a page for the checkout itself?
I had to code this into there. This is all
okay.
code that we did. Yeah. It's their stuff, like it's from their documentation, but we had to put it in and connect it.
Okay.
Yeah, not Nala. Sorry, I'm using my cat's name. And then there's a dummy card where if you just do 42s across, and then as long as the date is over this month, it works. And then you could do anything for the CVC, whatever it is. So then you hit payment and it processes. And it should bring us back to the page and it says thank you and it gives you the total and this. So this is the other thing that I have to figure out. It doesn't clear after you submit and get it, but I could show you that it hit should show up right here. So here it is, showing the
Is
time
that
and all that.
the dashboard of the web itself?
So you have to log into Stripe and create account. So like I have account for Cayden May here in
Mhm.
order to do it. Like you have your developer. So this is like you'll have,
Yeah, it's like their
Um,
dashboard. You
yeah, so
see
like you'll have your codes where your API keys.
Mhm.
So like this is like the one that you're supposed to keep secret, but this is your public key. And that's the stuff that we have to implement into the React part. And then it lets you know about your payments. I haven't like really looked into all this. Like this should keep track, like it keeps track of like all the customer emails. So that will be helpful for her. This is the one thing that I really need to figure out. Well, we as a team, but it's something that I've been thinking about. So that's why I say I. And if you guys have any like suggestions or ideas, that would be great. So I see that we could create it, but we have to have an option for Bobby to put in any new items. So I think we need to create a page for her to put that stuff in. So, and that's like, when I was going through that course, that's where I was like thinking about that. I'm like, there's a way, there has to be a way for her. Like, I think you could do it in here, but I don't know how. And that's like more stuff that I need to figure out. But,
Okay, can I butt in? Before, when I was doing my personal WooCommerce site, and it was connected to Square, okay? So what happens is when I update my product on my WooCommerce, there's a link there that you had to just click a button and sync it to Square. So what
yes,
happens is all the products I had, it's also reflected to Square. So if something is bought on my website, it also removes it on Square. So I'm hoping Stripe is the same way. See, when we were gonna use Square, I didn't wanna say anything, mainly because I really don't know the function of Square. I just
mhm.
link it to the website and it does its own thing.
Yeah, like
So,
when I was going through, so everything that I was looking for through the documentation, and there's a lot of documentation, just so much that like you got to understand it. And for the
mhm,
time of this build, the 12 weeks, I don't think we would have enough time to go through the documentation and create the website. So that's
mhm,
why I did look up courses and anything that could help, but every time I pulled it up, it would bring me back to Squarespace, which is where they are building the website. So it's like, so I think you were doing a lot of the stuff through WordPress, right?
yeah. But then
So
it's using a builder, which is making it easier. But the point is, I was creating my own product list and variables and everything, and then just syncing it to their dashboard. And I don't know how it's happening. I
yes,
just have an account.
so that's
So,
where I was having the issue because I kept coming across all the templates. I didn't see where they were adding it to
see,
actual, huh?
before, Square doesn't do that. Before, they only offer you a payment option that you can connect to your website or whatever. Now they dove into creating a website for you. So
Yeah,
which is
that's
kind of
that's what I was
confusing.
trying to say. Yeah, like they'll have the templates and everything that I've seen is like you have their template that they have and then you're connecting the products to like Storybook or something and
Mhm.
and that's like stuff that I don't know either. And I'm like, no, we want we want to actually just take the shopping cart and put it in our stuff. So that's the reason why I started looking into Stripe, because Stripe has all that stuff. And like I said, you know, I just went through the beginning course of this just to understand how to connect to an e-commerce, because I've never done that. This was my first e-commerce, and just see the workflow, which I know I talked with you, Mitch, because there was like a lot of stuff as I was going through. I had another course that I was watching, but that one's like 9 hours. But I wanted to do something where I had like something tangible to show today. So I looked at another one, but yeah, I saw that there's more components that we have to make that we don't have in our Asana, and we need to break that down. But I mean, I could also, I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the code, but I mean, let's go here. So all this was provided, like all the components. I added, like he had stuff in the page and the products, but there was like this stuff that I had to add, and like, you know, little pop-ups here. And again, this here doesn't have a back end. This is just, where is it? They have an array that they're just, where'd it go? They have an array just hitting it. So like we still would have to build out the back end, because this isn't the proper way to do it. But, and then you have your routes.
JSON file, yeah.
Yeah. And then like these are your, so I did a lot of this code with him where we were doing the get products and the post. And then we created our functions here. And then we have our use checkout. We created like all this code here. Also the format. And there was like, what was it that, so we used a used shopping cart, which is, I think, coming from Stripe. There was also like a query thing that we used. Where is it? React query, which is, I think, helping some of this here. But again, like I said, I still, like, I did the code, I just like completed it. And I just need to wrap my head around like all the different, understand the code. Even though I coded it, I need to understand it. So, but that's all I have right now. And that's what I was going to present to Bobby. And like I said, it's not, obviously it doesn't look like what Mitch created on the wireframe, but it was just understand the connection and all that.
I mean, it looks good to me.
Thanks. But yeah, there's like, so there were a couple of things that I was thinking about that I wanted to work on for deliverables. And, you know, I think we need to figure out like the length and length information. Let me just pull this up.
I think that would be just specifically from Bobby.
Right. And that's what I thought we would get.
Do you want to like put in like dummy numbers and then see if we do that, then whenever she does give us like,
well, the thing is what I was trying to understand, and I mean, we could still just do like the basic text.
yeah,
But I wanted to know like what was the minimum and the maximum length of a collar, because obviously she should know that.
She's supposed, isn't she supposed to at least be giving us a fixed length that you can just, it's like a drop down that you can just choose it, or she's relying it on clients when they buy to specify their own length. That will be kind of hard, because
Well,
usually
it's just a map over and a what is it, an if else statement. So
yeah, no, I mean, I mean, because I was basing this on, let's say I bought a leash at Amazon, okay,
Mhm.
and then or a collar itself. Uh, whenever you buy something from Amazon, it specifies.
Small,
Make sure
medium,
you
large.
measure your dog or your pet's collar and their girth and whatever that is, right? And then there's a specific drop downs on that specific between, like, let's say the neck size is 21 to 26. It's like in a specific size. So your dog will fit on a collar that's 21 to 26. So that's a large. And then
The
an
main thing
extra
for
large would be,
her,
yeah. Huh?
she makes all of these custom order, which is why she's okay with it being so specific. So like I think the only thing that if we want to make it more like tangible for us would be to go by inch
Mhm.
and be, or we can just make it so the client can type it in themselves. So if it's a drop down, it would literally be like 11 to 11 point whatever to
Right, because she
yeah,
should have like where it could adjust.
exactly.
Yeah, that I was thinking that too, and that's where I wanted to know, like, is she wanting it to be actual integers that our customers are putting in, or
Mhm,
decimals where it's like, one, 11.3,
mhm.
stuff like that, because that would help us understand what we need to do, because if it, and also know what the max and the minimum is, because
Yeah.
obviously I don't think there's an animal that has a 1 inch neck. So like we don't, yeah. So like it, yeah. So like it's also helping like errors.
Yeah.
Sometimes customers might not
Type in the
realize.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to prevent that. So like if we have that max and minimum, then we could break it down, and then yeah, we could have a drop down if she's just doing integers, but if it's decimals, we might have to have the customer put it in.
Mhm.
But it's up to her. Like I would think it would be better to do by inch, because you could adjust. It looks like she has it where it adjusts on the collar. So
Mhm.
like if it is, maybe we could say, an inch, like one of you, I don't know which one you said, where it's this inch, uh, you know, 12 inches could fit like 11.5 to like, 12 inches. So it has that adjustment. So it would just be,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of information, especially when it comes to creating the guts of how everything works. Like we could create the components, we could create those static things without that information, but to actually get it functional, like having it where
Mhm.
we're putting that number in, we need to know more specific things. There were like a couple other things on here that like I totally forgot to bring up, like the collections. Like, does she want to have like a collections and a holiday collections? I mean, it's not really that important. Um, but when it comes to the sizing, there's like a lot of different things that I had. Like uh, one of them I had, we need a chart for the sizing for both collars and leashes, because when I was doing this, I saw that she had a leash. And then like how much it is for any additional charge, and like what is the actual standard size. So like say, you know, maybe 10 inches is the standard size. So anything over that would be like what, $1 extra? I don't know. So that's where I want to get a little bit more understanding, and then do all products within the category use the same size chart. So we have all these different collars. I know some of them are width and depth, like the width, the length looks okay, but I think it's like the width. Some of them are thinner, some of them are thicker.
Mhm.
So like we want, and then like the leashes, obviously, like if she's going to make leashes, are they going to have a different size thing? And then, like I said, the integers and decimals, and then do all products within a category have the same pricing method, which as I'm seeing, because I tried to grab like a bunch, So it looks like her paracord one is the cheapest one. And then she has the camo, looks like it's one that's expensive. So that one's like 13.10. A lot of them are 10.20, start at 10.25. But then I saw like this rainbow polka dot one that starts at 12.79. And then like I said, I was looking at different prices, and that's when I saw 15.50, and I was like, wow, that's an expensive collar. And then I'm like, oh, that's a leash. So I was like, oh,
It's different.
yeah. So that's what so the actual course that I follow only had like 6 items, but I was trying to get like all the different pricing. And then when I saw the leash, I'm like, oh man, I need to add that in, and I can't just like add one without having it uneven, because that just don't look right. So I had to add 2 more. But yeah, and then she gave us basic images for the actual like static stuff for, you know, the about me and the homepage and stuff like that. But we need the images and the names of the collars. So if you saw like my images, they look like crap. I was trying to like adjust them, and it was like a screenshot. So there, some of them, if you look closely, like you see like the little divot for the thing. And that's like another thing, like we have to be able to add like other pictures on there. So that's another one. But like I said, this was just a temporary thing to see. And then what else? Yeah, so like when I saw Mitch's wireframe, I read that top part, which would be in the hero section, and it says making your pet's life a little more glamorous. And I'm like, oh, that would be like a great mission statement, but I don't know if she has one. So
Yeah,
that was like another thing that I was gonna say, like, hey, do you have it? Because if not, would you like this? Because I think Mitch did a good job.
Well, she has to feed us some wordings and anything that she wants to be on her website, since it's our website. Of course, we can't just be putting our own.
Yeah. And then I wanted to know like how she was adding the products in previously, because that would help us understand like maybe the process of maybe how we should do it. What else did I put?
Yeah, Etsy.
Yeah.
How she updates her product. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess like for us to like put it up live, I wanted to know like what was her monthly number for customers, and like if there were any spikes, because we could set up the website, say like she says, oh yeah, like I get like 50 customers a month, but like during the holidays I get maybe like 200. We might have to like in AWS you have this thing called load balancing, where it like splits it so the website don't run slow when there's more customers on there. So that was like something that I was thinking of. And then I think Mitch put, I'm creating a gallery page unless you don't want it. We could skip it. Do you have any more pictures? Oh, so it's kind of like what we were saying, any pictures. I kind of like the gallery, especially like, I think that would be good on top. Have that, is that where you were talking about, Mitch?
Yeah, it's just like a little unless she wants a gallery of her product or a gallery of her clients, because on her Etsy, she has on, I think, on the section that people who bought it gives their review, and they upload pictures. Doesn't she want a gallery of her?
That would be cool, and I think she would like that. But we'll ask, because like she was, when we the last meeting, she was really excited about the testimonials, and I mean, you could ask Hanlon. She seemed like she really liked your wireframe. Oh, talking about that, let me, I'm getting into Figma. I don't know if you saw that. So Mitch was trying to implement some of the colors. Like she had a lot of them, but then we had changed that blue, well, not the blue, but that teal. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she also tried doing this blue, and I mean, I personally like this flow, and I was thinking, but it's Bobby who has to feel good. But I was also thinking maybe, and me and Mitch talked about this, maybe like using this blue in like the fonts instead of the black, you know, and
just to make it flow a little better.
Yeah. And like she was trying to put the buttons, like she just wanted to know like which one so we could stick with the colors. I kind of like this, but I also thought maybe we could put this color in with just the blog and then keep everything else cohesive so the blog sticks out. But I don't know, like I think she put that color there and it looked good.
Was just playing around with the color. It's just like if you look at that bar on the third picture where it's under this color scheme. Oh, what happened?
I don't know how to like. Apparently, I'm not very good at this.
You see that gradient there? I'm just picking up all the light purples and the blue on that one. I'm just mixing, matching everything.
Yeah.
I really don't know which one does she want.
I know when she saw the purple, she really liked it. It was funny because Hanlon was asking her, and I was like confused when she responded, but like Hanlon was asking her, hey, is there any like websites that you like, or you know, things that you like on specific websites, or things that you don't like? And she's like, oh, I really like the website. And I was like, what website? And they both had to like chime me in and say the website that we showed her. And I'm like, oh. I was like so lost. I was like, I was like really confused. I thought she was asking about different websites. So like, I think like she was really happy considering that like she couldn't even bring up any other website. She was just focused on this. So I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really confused. I'm like, what? A website? But yeah. So I guess, I mean, is there anything that you guys want to go over or maybe talk about? I mean, the deliverables that I was thinking about is, you know, me just trying to understand Stripe a little bit more, and maybe, so I don't know if you guys liked the flow of the JSON stuff, but I have here. So this is like the JSON that he provided for it, and we could always stick with this type of flow, but we would still need to figure out how we're implementing that size, like the length. So that's one thing. And then
I think you will be needing a variable on your JSON there if we're going to add the different sizes and stuff there.
Yes. So we would, in the back end, we would need to know how we're going to do that JSON. And that's the one thing that I would have to think about. But we also got to think about, and Mitch brought this up, about the one thing that none of us thought about until afterwards, the login page. Like they go in and log in, like we had like everything else on there but the login page, like creating that little modal. So I put that on, and I mean, I could look at the code that I have that I followed and see. I know we already did, like Mitch said that we needed like a single product page. There was like other stuff that like she said that we needed to add. I don't think I added everything because I thought we could do it together, or I could look at some of the stuff and see what else we need. But I think so, like when I did it, excuse me, I got a hiccup. So like they had an add to cart page, they have like a cart item page, they got the cart modal page, a cart summary, and then you got the icon page. He has like this load spinner, so it's weird. He's using state, but it's in a different way. Like, and that's like one of the things that I need to wrap my head around. It's not Contacts API or use state. So it's like one of those things that I have to go back at the code and like rewatch what he was doing. But he has like this load spinner. So when you click on it, sometimes it'll take a while for it to load, and it has the spinner, so it doesn't look like it's not doing anything. And then we have the nav bar, a products list, and then a remove from cart. And then you have, that's your components. And then on your pages, he has like a home page. And I think we're going to need more components than that. Like, I think we're going to need like a button component or whatever, but a login component. I don't know. I'm like still thinking about that.
We'll create all those components.
Yeah, but we also have to put it on the Asana. So when you're actually like, Mitch, you have that you're working the landing page and the nav bar. So like when you're working on it, when you're done with that one component, you need to like move it to review. And same thing with the nav bar. But then
another component,
yeah, and then you could pull in another component. And the reason why I'm stressing about that is I don't want, I mean, you guys can do it, but I don't want where you guys are confused and like work on the same component and then and because neither one of you knew what was going on. So that's why the whole Asana thing is good. But I think I'm more geeked out on Asana than anybody. Sorry. Like I even found out, did you know that you could create your own task board on here?
Yeah, you can have your own, not just with the project, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll show you. And I was like oh, because like I want tasks that I'm trying to do, but they don't need to see everything. So like if you go over here and tasks, so like, you know, I created this stuff, like I already stuff like that. Like I can move this over too. But like some stuff that I was thinking as I was going, I was like, oh, and I'm like, can they see this? And I'm like, no, they can't see this. I'm like, that's cool. It's not like that on Trello. So that's the reason why like I geeked out on it. But yeah.
Okay.
I just like organizing things. I don't know. I think
You're very organized. I like how you organize things. I like it.
Thanks. I think it's sometimes extreme.
And document and write down everything, because you're my go-to for questions on, oh, how did you do this? How did you do this?
Yeah. So and like I don't want to throw a lot at you, Hanlon, just because I know like I know you're starting a new job. So
yeah.
And same thing with Tammy. Like I know that she's starting a new job, and I know that Mitch only has the one day. So the reason why I keep asking like what you guys want to work on and what deliverables you want to have is I just don't want to overstep on, like if there's something that you guys want to work on or you really wanted to work as a pair to understand something. I just didn't want to like go ahead and do it and then go, oh, I wanted to do that, or I wanted to understand that. So that's the only reason why I keep asking like what you guys are working on and all that. And like I said, I totally understand you guys are busy. So I know you're not going to always be able to respond. I just, not knowing that Bobby wasn't going to show up, I just wanted to have like a clear idea.
I mean, I thought she was going to show up too, but it's okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to have a clear thing of like what we were going to discuss and all that. So
yeah,
that's all. But like I have a couple of things that like I really need to like zoom in on Stripe and understand like the actual code itself. And then there's like a couple of things that I want to have functionality features working properly. But is there something that you guys want to work on, or like, and it doesn't have to be like code, like if it's like reading some documentation or something, I mean, just let me know, or just it's just something that I have like, hey Bobby, this is what we've done. Because I think I'm gonna end up sending her a message, and I'll probably be in like the big channel itself,
just to keep her updated.
Yeah, just keep her updated and be like, these are the questions that we have, that she didn't show up. I hope she's okay. I know Katrina, I haven't been able to get in contact with her either, so.
I mean, I think I'll probably just be looking over a bit of documentation and just reading up on like Express a little bit more and get a handle on that.
Okay.
Or at least an understanding of it.
Yeah.
And
then
yeah.
If I know like you seemed like you were very interested in React.
Yeah.
And I do have some really good courses. Now, I haven't completed them all, but I have done, because like, I don't know if you ever used Udemy, but sometimes they'll have like 50 and like I'll get through like 20 and like I'm trying to do it while I'm doing something else. So I have like a lot of, so like I have a lot of courses started, just not like, I actually finished this one. So I was really happy about that.
Okay.
But there is a guy, and I'm going to tell you, he has a German accent. I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
And I really, really think, where is it? I'm like trying to look and talk. It's like chewing gum and
it's hard.
talking.
It's hard.
Yeah,
I get
it. Because I think I shared it with someone else. I know, maybe I shared it with Tammy.
I think you shared it on the channel itself.
I shared it on the resource channel. Like this guy is really good, and I can't. Maximilian, yeah, I can't say his last name. Here, I'll put it in our 4-person channel. He's really good. Like he helped me understand async, because like I couldn't, when we were doing it in Lambda, it was like weird, like they would start the regular function and then all of a sudden it was like one of the Kirby guys, I don't remember which one it was, Brian Kirby or Sean Kirby, they just like flipped to async, and he was explaining it, but like I was also trying to code with him, and I wasn't like, I didn't understand like the whole purpose of it. I mean, I understand it, not like 100%, but I still understand it. But he helped me with that. He helped me understand Redux when I was going through it. And then just the React components and stuff like that. And did you know that React also can work with Python? It's called PyReact.
Yes, I have heard that they
I was like all excited about that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting, especially that you're wanting to learn. Maybe that would be something. I haven't looked up courses for PyReact because I'm not good at Python.
That's okay.
I need to work on that. But yeah, he's really good. And then because I know like last time you brought up React, and
yeah,
it's fun once you get into it. But it's just like trying to understand. And I think when I first learned React, I didn't understand like you should have, like when they were showing us to build the components within the page.
Mm-hmm.
But later on I realized having a components file and then importing it into the page makes life so much easier because you could reuse those same components. So
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I know I keep talking.
It's okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys are good, I mean, we could call it a night.
Yeah, I don't think Tammy's coming.
Yeah, she said that she wasn't coming. She
Oh, she did? Okay.
yeah, she stated that she had to do some overtime to catch up on a project, and like some reason I thought something came up and it was my finger. Sorry. I think I had too much coffee.
It is late to be this wired.
I think I was also, I kept
was
prepping what
looking
I
at
was
your-
going to say.
I was looking at your background. I was saying her cat is on top of her TV. That wasn't there.
The zebra?
I don't know. It looks like a cat to me.
Oh, yeah. The zebra. Zebra.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a
Cute.
cat. I said the cat's climbing on top of the TV.
No, and then this is one of my favorite pieces that I ever made. I don't know if you guys could see it.
Ooh,
But I drew that.
pretty.
I know
I
it
like
looks kind of,
Wow.
so thought maybe that's what you were.
A lot of time in her hands.
Oh, I didn't do this year. I did this in 2017.
Oh,
But no, I don't have a lot of time. I've been doing, trying to study for AWS. I've been doing these courses to understand this. I have a personal project that I'm working on.
did you
I
take
just
this
try.
book?
I just am very good at trying to reach out to see if anybody wants help or talk. So, and I like going on Lambda to see if anybody has issues, even though I might not know the answer. I like looking it up. I feel like that's how I learn. Like I could see and be like, oh, I found this and this is what they do. So like, I'll do that because it just helps me like see some stuff. Yeah.
How far along are you with AWS?
I could take the test any day.
Nice.
Nice.
good.
Are you talking about the what's the first one?
The practitioner. Yeah.
The practitioner one?
And then I want to
Gonna
do
go
the,
associate?
I'm going to do the associate architect just because I think that will help understand like the design of the cloud wireframe. And I think it'll also help me with like getting other jobs because it's very big. Like I see it in a lot of jobs
Cloud
where
in
they want.
general is,
Yeah.
Yeah. Recently I've seen some of the requirements is AWS preferred. I said,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have probably taken the test like probably a month ago. I have test anxiety, so I've been pushing it off.
I get it.
Me too. I get
Yeah.
nervous, even though I'm inside my own home.
Yeah, it's here too, but it's just like knowing. So it's going to be where they need your ID, and then they're going to be recording you, and like someone will watch you while you're doing it. So
GCA.
so not only do I have stress about taking a freaking test, now I have someone like watching me.
Doesn't help.
So I just got to get over it and just take it. So but yeah, I mean, I've done several tests. Like I've passed, like my last test I had close to an 80 on it. So I think I'm ready. I'm scared. That's all.
It's just so intimidating. So, and then you get nervous.
And you could always retake it, but that's $100 down the drain.
Yeah.
How much is the test for a practitioner?
It's $100 for the practitioner, and then I think it's $300 for all the others. But if you pass the first one, they give you a voucher for half off. So like the other one should be like $150.
Mm. Too much money.
Expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
it'll help
certificates.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get a job out of it. So
You
it is
stand
worth it.
out. Yeah, you definitely stand out. Like there's other ones that I mean, Google has the same thing. Like they have a cloud one.
Yeah.
And then you got Azure. Is that Microsoft?
Yeah.
Azure.
Azure, mhm.
So I think once you're good with one, and like Azure and AWS are the ones that I see the most. I don't see Google too much, but
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll stop talking. If you guys are good, we could go, and like I said, if you think of anything, just pop it in. If you want to do it in like our group, like our personal little group, instead of the main channel, you can, and then we can go from there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Well, you ladies have a good night. And I'm
You
sorry
too.
I talked your heads off.
No, you're good.
And it was good seeing you guys.
Yeah.
I missed you. It feels like it's longer than a week since I've seen you guys. I know it's been a week, but it feels longer. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Well,
See
you ladies
you
have a good night.
We'll see
next
you
week,
next
probably.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.